Welcome to the month of June, 30 days all about gin. Shining a spotlight on craft-made Canadian. Fun facts and proper tastings, live cocktails Friday afternoons. Discover 14 different brands and be influenced by me. Somm4All. That's right, I'm a Somm4All.
Alrighty, well hello everyone. Happy Friday. You are all very welcome to join me today as I make 5 easy to make gin cocktails on this 18th day of June. Now for anyone tuning in for the first time, Gi-Une, that's my annual 30-day salute to gin during the month of June. This year, I'm shining a spotlight on Canadian-made craft distilled gin. You see, up here in the Great White North, we have a thriving gin scene. And these days, our creative, innovative, and passionate craft distillers need our support more than ever. Today, I'm going to play home bartender and again prepare 5 easy-to-make gin cocktails using each of the 5 gins that I showcased and tasted this week. Now, one of the reasons I love gin cocktails is that a quality made craft gin really helps simplify things. Unlike fairly neutral and or bland spirits, vodka, craft made gins tend to have a lot of natural and local ingredients and flavors already built in. It saves time, frustration, as well as with quality craft gin and a few other steps, but only a few, you can be sipping on a top-notch Canadian gin cocktail in no time. Now before we start, I do need to ask anyone watching who is not yet of legal age where they live to either purchase and or consume alcohol to now sign off. 3, 2, and 1. Alrighty, so first up is going to be the Southside cocktail using Pepperell gin, right? And this is their signature recipe. Now you may recall that Pepperell goes against the grain with regards to their gin production. Well, actually, they stay away from the grain with regards to their gin. They use molasses as a base distillate instead. All right, so the Southside, right? To a cocktail glass, you grab your favorite cocktail glass. We're going to add 1.5 ounces of Pepperell quality gin, just like that. Then we're going to add 1 ounce of simple syrup. Simple syrup is equal parts water and sugar that have been boiled down and cooled. So 1 ounce of simple syrup. Pop that in there. Next, we're going to add the juice of half of a lime, or half of a lime fresh and its juice. We're going to add that in. I have not been drinking before, folks, I promise. All right. So next, we're going to add 3 mint leaves. 1, 2, and 3, right from the garden. So lastly, we're going to add 1 ounce of soda water or sparkling water, whatever you prefer. If you want to use more than 1 ounce, you can. It's kind of to taste, but we're going to add that, maybe a splash more, just for good measure. Put that back over here, and we're going to give it a little stir. Nice and simple, and just a gentle stir like that. Give it a real tap, and we got to add some ice. Executive producers tell me, almost forgot. I said it and I didn't do it. So let's add a little ice. It's live, folks. That's how you know it's live. That's how you know that I'm a sommelier and not a professional bartender. All right, so the ice, we've mixed it up. We've given it a stir. Now we're going to taste my favorite part. Sláinte. Completely understand why that's their signature drink. There's a little bit of an earthy note, and although there's molasses, the gin itself is not really sweet. There's a bit of a hint of sweetness to it, but putting in the lemon and the lime and the mint that goes in here, I like that. That's good. Well done, folks at Pepperell. All right, we're going to keep things moving right along. We're going to go into cocktail number 2. and we're going to be doing a gin mojito using the low-priced but very high-value What Stuck Gin. All right, so we're going to get out our shaker. We're going to add ice, and this time we're really going to do it. Add some ice to our shaker. Maybe just a bit more. There we go. Now we're going to add 3 mint sprigs. 1, 2, and 3. Pop that right in there. Then 2 ounces of What Stuck Gin. Perfect. Next we're going to add half an ounce of simple syrup. Simple syrup again, right? Easy as you please, right in there. Then we're going to take some fresh lime juice, and that again is half an ounce. Pop that right in. And lastly, we're going to take club soda once again, or sparkling water, whichever you prefer, but make sure it's not flavored. That's going to be key. Maybe just a touch less. Boom. Throw that in there. Okay, we're going to give everything a shake. Alrighty. Now, that comes off nice and easy. We're going to take a highball glass. If you don't have a highball glass, it's fine. You can improvise. And we're going to take a highball glass. We're going to add some ice. Just like that. We're going to pour in and strain. Just like that. Almost as if it was made for it, folks. There we go. Then we're going to garnish with a mint sprig and a little lime wedge. Put that in. I'm going to give it just a little stir. So get all that nice and settled. I'm going to dump that because we're going to need it again. And we taste. Slán. That is incredibly refreshing. Incredibly refreshing and light. And again, I said before, gin has those, I wouldn't say natural because, you have to make gin, but the quality craft distillers that are out there are using natural ingredients and real ingredients in their products, right? These aren't boring gins that I'm showcasing during Gi-Une. And even though this guy, $29.95, low on price, high on value, and there still are some great citrus notes in here. There's that juniper note that's coming through. Nice and simple, very refreshing. Like that a lot. Alrighty. Okay, so 2 down. Cocktail number 3. This is more of a classic drink. We're going to go with a gimlet, and we're going to be using Spring Mill Gin, and Spring Mill Gin is manufactured by the good people at John Sleeman and Sons. And yes, it is the same John Sleeman's that we know quality craft beer from. So they've gone into distilling for a couple years now. Spring Mill Gin. They're doing a more traditional London style-ish approach. So we're going to be making a more traditional gin cocktail, the gimlet. So we're going to take our shaker. We're going to add ice. All right, then we're going to take 2 ounces of Spring Mill Gin. Pop that right in there. Next, we're going to take 10 milliliters of fresh lemon juice and 10 milliliters of fresh lime juice. For simplicity's sake, I've combined them. So there we go. We're going to add half an ounce of simple syrup, if you please. Now, we're going to shake this. I do it over the sink. I'm going to pop it off if it wants to come off. Yay, it wants to cooperate. Now, into a cocktail glass, whatever you like. We've got these kind of fun quasi-martini glasses. We're going to strain this out. Just like, come on, there we go. Just like that, put that there. Then we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna take a little bit of a lime slice we're going to float that just on the top. Hey! Cheers. Nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Again, when you use quality products, right, it can make cocktails very easy and very tasty. Top-notch stuff from Spring Mill, top-notch gimlet. Okay, now for our last two cocktails, we're going to get a little wicked with the two gins that I've got here. Creative and fun gins from the fine folks at Dixon's. So, for cocktail number 4, I'm going to take a tall glass, right? Any kind of tall glass. Going to add a little bit of ice, not a lot, just a little. Just a little bit of ice. We're going to take 2 ounces of their lovely colored raspberry, wicked raspberry gin. Throw that right in there. Right, I'm going to take 2 slices of blood orange, and that's just really, you know, it's just an orange, but blood orange, got some color, some different flavors on there. We're going to take some fresh raspberries. I think I got 4 in here. 1, 2, well, maybe less. Let's go, 5. I'm doing 5, okay? Now we're going to top this, already looking lovely, we're going to top it with club soda. And again, sparkling water is fine. Use your eye, use your judgment. All depends on the type of glass you have as well. We're going to give it a little mixy mix. Nice and gentle. We don't want to bruise the fruit that's in there. We just want to move things around. All right. Do all that. Garnish with a couple of mint leaves because why not indeed? My executive producer saying because why not? Why not indeed? There we go. Just on its own, look how lovely that is. We're going to have a little sip. Back to the Irish, don't you? So, you know, coolers are all the rage these days. And that's great. And if you want to, you know, if ready to go is all the, you know, is all the rage for you, that's fine. There's some quality products in there. We're going to talk more about those towards the end of June. But for a homemade, I don't even want to call it a smash because it's not really a smash, but for a homemade Wicked Raz is what I'm going to call it. That is lovely. It's refreshing. It's light. You know, the beauty of, if you've seen the showcase on Dixon's that I did on these 2 gins, you may see the color and think it's going to be sugary, and it's not. Those folks really know what they're doing over there at Dixon's. They've been doing it for a long time. They're using quality ingredients, and they've got the balance just right. Right? The Labrador and the Bernese in the background agree. Okay. Wow. There you go. Real stuff in there. Alrighty, so 4 down. For our last cocktail, now, truthfully, I'm going to get a little fancy. I'm going to make what I'm calling the Wicked Blue 75. Right, so I'm going to be taking tall flute glass, right? Champagne flute glass or anything you got, but at the end of the day, take what you got. We have these big flute glasses. I'm going to take this. Going to add just a little bit of powdered sugar in there. Not much, just a little bit. Then I'm going to take 2 ounces of Dixon's Wicked Blueberry Gin. There we go, 2 ounces of that. All right. Now, I'm going to gently stir this just to kind of get that sugar to dissolve. Nice and slow, all gentle, gentle, gentle. Gentle, there we go. Clean up here. Okay, now, this is where we get fancy. I'm going to take some sparkling wine, right? Chilled sparkling wine. Whatever your favorite is. If you want to go real highbrow and go champagne, it's over to you. No problem there. I picked up this guy. It's a quality sparkling wine. It's a Cava. 16 bucks, the LCBO. Doesn't have to be expensive to be good. And we're going to top this up just like so. Alrighty. And put that over here. Then for garnish, we're going to add a cherry because we're fancy. and a little bit of lemon, just some lemon slice. Right? Little quick stir, just a little quick stir. Look at that. How nice is that? So, my quasi-invention, the Wicked Blue 75. Cheers. You know, they're all good. These two, summer in a glass. That's all I gotta say. Refreshing. Again, real blueberries go into the Wicked Blue. Real raspberries are in here. And when you have real fruit, right, and real ingredients, and you use as accoutrements, because we're fancy, right? We use some real stuff. We use some real raspberries and mint and some real lemon. It makes a big difference. It keeps things light and fresh. These are not sugary. I know the color throws people off a bit. You go, ooh, maybe sweet. No, not at all. As I said before, folks at Dixon's have been doing this for almost 10 years. They know what they're doing. Nice and balanced. And then when you add that sparkling wine and the acidity from it, and those citrus notes, just plays wonderfully with the blueberry. So, let's take a look, better look at the lineup here, right? We got this, we'll give everybody equal billing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you have it, folks. 5 easy to make, diverse, and very, very tasty Ontario gin cocktails. Now, to learn more about each of these fantastic and very fun Ontario-made craft gins, because they're all from Ontario this week, you can head over to my YouTube channel, Somm4All, Somm4All, right? Over here as well, that's how you spell it, Somm4All, because I'm a sommelier for everyone. Wine, beer, spirits, sake, any knowledge level from novice to expert. So head on over to Somm4All on YouTube. You can get all caught up on the showcases for these 5 gins, as well as the other gins that I've already showcased during the month of June, as well as some other specialty projects that I've done regarding whiskey, regarding wine, and all that good stuff. Okay, so Friday, we're getting ready to wrap it up, and here's what we've learned today. Whether it's an inventive gin, such as Pepperell, a new kid on the block, like What Stuck, a more traditional, top-notch, London dry-ish inspired Spring Mill gin, or a creative and very fun, real deal, real flavor gin from the folks at Dixon's. With all this in mind, 2 things are for sure. Number 1, our homegrown craft gin distillers here in Canada are using their passion, their innovation, and dedication to not only elevate the Canadian gin scene, but also to have the world take notice of what Canada can and is doing with gin. And most of these folks, if not all of them, have the awards to back that up. Number 2, with all the varying styles and expressions of terroir being crafted, and make no mistake about it, terroir is not just in the wine world, folks. It's in whiskey, and it certainly is in Canadian craft distilled gin. So with all the different styles and expressions that are out there, all these different terroirs that we can taste that are being crafted, there is undoubtedly a made in Canada craft gin for all Canadians, who of course are of legal age. I want to sincerely thank you all for tuning in, whether it's live here on Instagram or whether this is via video replay. Now there's lots more to come with Gi-Une, including food ideas and 4 more made in Canada gins next week. Now, as we continue to go on, I want you to please keep supporting local, right? Supporting local and exploring local craft producers wherever you live, especially if you're in Canada. They're doing some wonderfully inventive, creative, fun, and tasty things. And in my opinion, folks, life is just too short to drink boring gin. Until next time, stay safe, everyone. Be well. Thanks again for tuning in, and cheers from Somm4All.